Guru Purnima is called the day of the master, but actually it is the day of the devotee. A student goes to a teacher and learns something. Gets some information, and then he walks out of the school. There is no more information, just like looking at a guidebook, like a tourist guide. You go with a tourist guide to see a place, the guide shows all the places, or like a traffic police. Sometimes he directs you. Or a gas station, you go and ask someone, where is what? And they'll give you some information. You take it and you say one thank you, and there it is finished. Isn't it? You went to primary school, middle school, and whatever you grade you call it, grades of school, secondary school. You collected information. You learnt about mic, you learnt about computers, learnt about mathematics, learnt how 2 plus 1 is 3. This is a student, one who collects information. But information is not knowledge, is not wisdom. Is it wisdom? If just having lot of information, one's life changes, grows, then it is not just information, or that information cannot effect a big change. आइए. Then comes a disciple. Disciple follows the example of the master. But a disciple is with the master for the sake of learning wisdom, for the sake of improving his life, for the sake of attaining enlightenment. He has a purpose, a cause. So he is not just collecting information, but he is trying to look a little deeper. He is trying to bring a transformation in his life. He wants to make sense out of his life. That is a disciple. A disciple is still centered around himself. So disciples take some time of their own, according to their capacity, they grow, and one day they may get enlightened. And then there is devotee. A devotee is not there even for wisdom. He is simply rejoicing in love. He has fallen in deep love with the master with the infinity, with God. He doesn't care whether he gets enlightened or not. He doesn't care whether he learns a lot of knowledge or wisdom or not. But that very moment and every moment immersed in divine love, that is enough for him or her. A devotee is very rare to find. Students are all over, disciples are few, but devotees are rare. It's nothing great to become God or be God. Whether you want or not, all are already gods. A stone is also God, you are also God, everything is God. There is nothing great in wanting to become God. God is already there, but it is great to become a devotee. Do you see this? Everything, whether you want or not, is already God. But the love, devotion has flowered somewhere, where the devotion has flowered totally. The flower has bloomed. That is devotion, that devotee. Attraction is everywhere. Love is somewhere, but devotion is again rare. Devotion is very beautiful. A student comes to a master, teacher, guru, with tears in his eyes. There's so much problem. And when he leaves also, he leaves, carries the same tears. But the quality of the tear is different. It's of gratitude. Still tears flow, but they are of gratitude, of love. It is so beautiful to cry in love. One has cried even once in love, they know the taste of it. What is surrender? What is devotion? And the entire creation rejoices it. The entire creation is longing for one thing, a transformed tears. From a salty tear to a sweet tears. One of Buddha's disciples got enlightened. Sariputra was his name. When he got enlightened, Buddha told him, now you go ahead, go into the world and preach, teach, do the same work, carry on my work. No, Sariputra left Buddha, but he was crying and crying and crying, and people asked him, what? You are enlightened, why are you crying? He said, who cared this enlightenment? It could have waited, could have, I didn't even bother about it. I never asked for it. But the joy of being at the feet of Buddha was so great. Being a devotee was so great. I said, now I am missing this. I would have preferred that for the enlightenment. There is no separation, there is no difference, there is no distance, yet it has a different flavor, different joy. That is devotee. A devotee will never fall. He cannot fall. There is no chance for it. When Krishna was leaving his body, he spoke to Uddhava. The last Gita he spoke. And Krishna tells to Uddhava with tears in his eyes, tears are rolling out of Krishna's eyes. He says, these gopis, they are so beautiful. He says, I can't stand the amount of devotion they have. He tells them, you go and tell these gopis, these devotees of mine, that only they can free me of their gratitude and of their love. It's so beautiful. He rejoices. He says, Krishna says to Uddhava, go and tell them that is the glory of devotees. He says, I am not in heaven. I am not in temples. But where my devotees sing,